Good morning and welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Here with Grotmas Day 16. Some more Khorne Demon detachment. We have the Scintillating Legion for Tzeentch. So far Nurgle was kind of a disappointment. I liked Khorne. Let's see what we get here with Tzeentch. So we have Fates in Flux. You start the battle with 3 Flux tokens. Recommend using a dice to track your Flux tokens. You can spend 1 Flux token just after an advance roll, hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, saving throw, or hazardous test is made for Legion Demonica Tzeentch model or Legion Demonica Tzeentch unit from your army to reroll the result of that roll. Throw or test. So it's a reroll. Flux tokens can also be spent to enhance the effect of some stratagems. Each time you spend a Flux token, reduce the number of Flux tokens you have by 1, and your opponent gains 1 Flux token. That's your opponent gains Flux. All right, this looks interesting. Whenever your opponent has 1 or more Flux tokens, you can spend 1 Flux token after an advance roll, hit roll, wound roll, saving throws made for a model or unit from their army to reroll the result of that roll or throw. If they do, they reduce the number of Flux tokens they have by 1, and you gain 1 Flux token. This is ignored if your opponent has the Fates of Flux detachment roll, so this doesn't work against each other. So they can, all right, so your opponent has Flux tokens they can use to spend. But then they give the Flux token back to you. All right, so you can use it on advance, hit, wound, damage, saving throw, or hazardous. They can use it on advance, hit, wound, saving throw. All right, so they basically everything except hazardous you both have. I wonder if that's intentional or an oversight, but in your command phase, if your opponent has 1 or more Flux tokens, you gain 1 Flux token. After the start of each turn, if you've given 1 to your opponent, you gain 1. Or they can spend them trying to give them back to you so you don't gain them, but they're still giving them back to you. All right, that's interesting. I don't see... It looks like. Okay, that's a kind of interesting note. That's like rolling. This roll can be used to spend any number of Flux tokens to reroll a number of dice up to the amount spent after rolling. Yeah, so if you miss 3 times, you can. All right, so you can use multiple dice on the same roll. If you roll like 10 shots and 3 miss, you could use 3 Flux tokens. Okay. Then enhancement, we have Inescapable Eye. Legion Demonica Tzeentch model only. In your command phase, if the bear's on the battlefield, if your opponent has 1 or more Flux tokens, you gain 1 additional Flux token. Okay. Infernal Puppeteer, Legion Demonica Tzeentch monster model only. Each time the bearer is selected to shoot, you can select 1 other friendly Legion Demonica Tzeentch unit within 9 inches of the bearer. If you do, when selecting targets or ranged weapons equipped by the bearer, you can measure range and determine its visibility from 1 model of your choice in the selected unit instead. Oh, that's kind of cool. So you can shoot through stuff, kind of like the fire prisms do for Eldar. Neverblade, Legion Demonica Tzeentch monster model only. Improve the strength characteristics of a melee weapon equipped by the bearer by 2. Improve the attacks and armored penetration characteristics of a melee weapon equipped by the bearer by 1. And each time this bearer makes a melee attack, add 1 to the hit roll. All right, so +2 strength, +1 attack and AP, and +1 to hit. 20 points? That seems pretty solid. Probable Shield Aura. Legion Demonica Tzeentch model only. While a friendly Legion Demonica Tzeentch unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, models of the unit have the Feel No Pain 4+ ability against psychic attacks and mortal wound. Right, so it only works against psychic and mortal for 30 points, but if you face a lot of Thousand Suns, Grey Knights, anything like that that has a lot of psychic or mortal wounds in your meta, it might be worth taking. Then stratagems, we have Impossible Eclipse. Any phase, 1 Legion Demonica Tzeentch monster unit from your army that's on the battlefield. Select No Man's Land or your opponent's deployment zone, or spend 1 Flux token and select both. Until the end of the phase, the selected areas of the battlefield are within your army's Shadow of Chaos. Till the end of the phase. All right, so you do this in your movement phase. Boom. Spend 1 Flux token. basically the whole battlefield's in shadows, which really helps you drop it in your units from reserve. That's a pretty good strat, I think. Fateborn Nightmares, your movement phase or charge phase, one Legion Demonic Tzeentch unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, each time the model unit makes a move, it can move through terrain features. All right, so you can move or charge through terrain. Pyrogenesis, your shooting phase or the fight phase, one Legion Demonic Tzeentch unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, add 2 to the strength of weapons equipped by models in your unit, or spend 1 flex token and add 3 to the strength characteristic of those weapons, and improve the AP by 1. All right, so for 2 CP, you can get +2 strength. For 2 CP and a flex token, you can get +3 strength and +1 AP. That's a solid strat, but it is 2 CP. We have Fickle Fire, shooting phase, 1 Legion Demonic Tzeentch unit from your army that is with engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. Till the end of the phase, enemy units are not considered to be within engagement range of your unit for the purpose of selecting targets for and resolving attacks with ranged weapons. Till the end of the phase, each time an enemy model is destroyed while its unit is within engagement range of your unit, roll 1d6. On a 5+, your unit suffers 1 mortal wound after your attacking unit has finished making its attacks. All right, so you don't have to fall back, spend this. You can shoot into a unit, but you risk taking some mortals. Flickering Reality, fight phase just after any unit has selected its targets. 1 Legion Demonic Tzeentch unit from your army that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Roll 1d6. Then you can spend 1 flex token to reroll the result until the end of the phase. Each time an attack targets your unit on an unmodified hit roll, after any reroll of that result, the attack sequence ends even if the original hit roll would have been a critical hit. Alright, so you roll a 1d6, and you can spend a flex token to reroll the result until the end of the phase. Each time an attack targets your unit on an unmodified hit roll of that result. Alright, so say you roll a 4. Any 4s they roll would auto miss. And if you're lucky roll a 6, you basically turn off their critical hits. Alright, that's pretty cool. Obviously, you roll a 1 or 2 or something that auto misses anyway. You kind of wasted this, but that could be really, really annoying to people in certain situations. Then we have Delirium Unmade. End of your opponent's fight phase. 1 Legion Demonic Tzeentch unit from your army that is not within engagement range of 1 or more units. Alternatively, you can spend 1 flux token when you use this stratagem and target up to 2 Legion Demonic Tzeentch units from your army instead, including those within engagement range of 1 or more units. Remove units from battlefield and place them into strategic reserve. All right, that's a really good one. You put 1 of your units in reserve that's not in engagement range, or spend a flux token and pick up the 2 units, even if they are in engagement range, and put them back into reserve. All right, so this looks like it has some cool stuff in here, some strength. It seems like it's going to be lots of stuff to keep track of with flux token stuff, so it might be a little annoying to play, but I think once you get used to it and figure it out, I think this has some potential here. It's not as straightforward as the corn detachment, but I do think so. It'll have a little more learning curve on it, but I do think there is some really good stuff in here. But with that being said, thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that cool YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you next time.